Welcome back, haters. This is episode 35 of Hate Your Guts podcast. I'm Rizzo.
I'm Vivi.
And I'm Haley.
And does anybody have any pits or peaks that we want to go through for this week? Actually, we haven't recorded in a while.
Yeah.
We haven't recorded in a while.
Peak was my birthday. That was cool. I did my annual cry on my birthday. It was good.
Mm-hmm. It's healing.
Yeah.
Gotta do it to them.
Yeah, it was very chill. I haven't really been up to much. I feel like we went out. It was really fun.
We did.
That restaurant was so yummy.
Yeah.
We celebrated Ethan and Haley's bachelorette party. We went to a really nice restaurant. My food was fucking fire. My mocktail was fire. And then we went to some cutie little dive bars.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good old time.
Yeah. It was funny. The bar we ended up at was having like the wedding after party.
Yeah, it was cute.
It was cute, but like, why was she still in a full length dress?
Yeah.
With a train at the bar.
Yeah, don't wear a dress with a train at a bar and then get mad when people step on your dress.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get
That's on
sticky.
you.
Like, that's nasty.
One of my coworkers who came, I guess someone was like, "You're stepping on the bride's dress." Okay. We're in a bar. Probably so are 5 other people. Like, what do you mean?
Like, we're all
Yeah.
packed like sardines. Like, leave me alone.
That was the most packed bar I've been in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one that poppin' in a minute. But I mean, it was a Saturday. I wore heels for the first time in a really long time, and it was very painful. I had to go home and change my shoes before we went to the bar.
We need to get lidocaine,
I have lidocaine.
like, for the wedding day.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, I still haven't decided if I'm getting flats for the reception because I don't think that I'm going to be wearing them the whole night.
Go for it, girl.
I didn't even think about getting 2 different shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I should do that.
I'm going to ask how long we have access to the bridal suite for.
Okay.
Because I need to change my dress after dinner.
Yeah, this is true. I've never been to like a real wedding, so I don't really know the process. I'm just like, yeah.
Girl, this is only my second wedding I've been to.
And it's your own that you're planning.
It's scary.
Yeah. I'm like, when I was in school, I used to watch other people do things before I could do them. So that kind of scares me. Like, for example, if I finished a test, I would wait until other people were done. So they would go drop it off at the teacher's desk first. And I could be like, okay, this is how they're walking.
Yeah.
And this is how they put it down. I just can't do things on my own. I get scared that I'm going to do them wrong.
Okay, wait. I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is your decision. I don't know how people do it. Again, I've never been to a wedding. Like, whatever. Walking down the aisle. Would you guys prefer to walk paired with groomsmen or alone?
I don't know. I don't really know how it works.
Usually
Like in
it's
single
paired.
file or like.
Well, yeah. So sometimes it's like, okay, all the groomsmen come up like alone or whatever. And then it's like all the bridesmaids come up alone. And then,
Do we have bouquets?
yes.
Then I'm okay doing it alone. But if we didn't have bouquets, then no.
Yeah, because you're like, what do I do with my hand?
Yeah.
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 And whoever's next to you has to take your bouquet while you take mine during the ceremony.
Mm.
Do you have an order of where you want us to stand?
Well, I'm thinking I'm going to put you in the middle because you walk last, right? That's how this works?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I thought the like best people walk last, but maybe I'm wrong. I was just going to put her in the middle then because she just said she wanted to see someone do it first. So I was like, Emily's been in a ton of weddings.
Oh,
Oh.
yes. So
Like,
ideal.
she's been in a lot.
Okay.
Please don't put me in the front. I'm scared.
I won't, girl. I
You can be, like,
promise.
the wedding director.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about this. I'm like, I need to watch someone's ceremony.
We'll figure it out for
just
the
like study it,
rehearsal.
take notes.
Yeah.
You get me.
There should be. I'm sure we can see them on like YouTube. I'm sure someone somewhere has like posted their wedding ceremony, and we can be like, oh, this is what they do.
This is making me want to rewatch 4 Weddings. Have we talked about this on the podcast?
4 weddings.
It was this like reality TV show. where
we have.
It's like 4 different weddings.
Oh yeah.
They rate
like
them?
rate each other's. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember the rating.
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's fun.
But yeah, so I don't know what to do about that.
We'll figure it out at the rehearsal.
We should just have a day where we just watch ceremonies online that
Uh-huh.
people post and be like, "This we like this about this one. We don't
Yeah.
like this about that one."
Yeah, because I wrote my own wedding ceremony
Sure.
because I didn't want a religious one.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I really need to watch someone else's to make sure that this is the vibe.
Yeah.
Again, I know it's my wedding, but I haven't seen it, you know?
I wish
Yeah.
that I could rehearse my speech to you, but I can't.
Yeah.
Without like, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Ethan are going to do our vows for the first time in the morning privately
That's good. That's smart.
because I don't know why it makes me like nervous the thought of him and everyone hearing it for the first time at the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
I think that's
Sweet.
sweet and that makes it private. I don't think if I ever get married, I will say my vows in front of other people. I don't like my family knowing that I have feelings. It makes me deeply uncomfortable.
That's so funny.
This is literally why like I have such a hard time hugging my parents.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Anyways, how's your guys' life been?
I'll let you go.
There's 2 retrogrades right now.
Oh, it feels like it.
Yeah.
What's in retrograde?
Venus and Mercury at the same time. And it's over April 12th.
Okay.
Um,
Right before the wedding.
yeah. So at least the wedding isn't happening during
That's a good
Venus in
thing.
retrograde because that would be not a great omen. My eyes have been watery the whole day. I feel like I am the beginning of a cold because it feels more congested than usual. Anyways,
That's a little scary because I felt that way this morning.
so we're probably both getting a cold then.
And I'm in the middle.
Yay.
I was thinking, like, I'm surprised that we didn't all get sick from the bar.
Maybe that's what it is, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I just started feeling sick yesterday and I sneezed and I TMI. I like sneezed out the like most gigantic like clear booger I've seen in a minute, and I was
I
like,
love doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if that's gross, guys.
I just don't like doing it when I like am not expecting it. Like if I'm sneezing at myself, but I just sneezed and it like flew.
Oh,
I wasn't prepared. There's no tissue.
But it's so satisfactory thinking, oh, that came out of my nose. Hell yeah. Like, what a relief.
that's how I
That's
feel
true.
about extracting my pores. Is like, oh,
Yes.
I feel clear of this gunk.
And then
Yeah.
you look in the mirror and you're like, why did
Yeah.
I do that?
That's how I feel about plucking out my white hairs because I have a lot of them for some reason. Because I asked my parents, I was like, "Do you guys get premature grays? Like, when did you start graying?" Because my dad has his beard is like mostly gray now. He used Just for Men, and he stopped using it because it gave him like a chemical burn. There's a big patch here, which I feel like he should be able to sue
Yeah.
me personally. But yeah, neither of my parents have premature grays. So I'm just like, why do I have so many?
I have some.
How many is some?
I have like a clump.
Like a cluster?
Mm-hmm.
Do you pluck them or do you just leave them? I just can't see them and ignore them.
I'm leaving them just because I usually end up dyeing my hair enough to where they're covered.
Yeah.
But for a long time, when I first found them, my hair was blonde.
So they kind of blended in.
Yeah.
I know someone that has half gray and half white pubes. I haven't seen them, but
I
this
was
is-
like doing deductions in my head. I'm like,
she told me this, and I believe it.
Does she
Because she's mentioned it multiple times. So
does she have gray hair on her head?
maybe like a few, but
Mm.
I think it's like a birthmark. You know how like some people get birthmarks
Yes.
that it's like just white hair.
yeah,
So it's like Cruella de Vil.
I think it's
crotch.
a version of heterochromia, if I'm being
Maybe.
correct. Because I think I've seen when I was in elementary school, there was a couple kids. I think 2 siblings. They had like a big white patch, like of hair that just grew out of their head.
I
I thought
love
that shit
that.
was so cool.
Yeah.
That's so sick. I would never dye it.
Ever,
No.
ever.
Just the surrounding parts.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little jealous
Of
of her pubes.
Wait, do you have any gray hairs?
I do. I have a few
okay.
on the top of my head. But I would let them all grow in, but I've been dyeing my hair for a while. But maybe once I get all my hair to like level out with my natural color. Because like right now it's a little darker than my natural. But maybe as it grows out, I'll start using like a lighter color.
Mhm.
And so it can like eventually just be natural.
Yeah.
I think that's my plan. But
Yeah. None of my hair is like growing in white, if that makes sense.
mine is
Like the grays that I find, they're at the root, but like they're short. It's like they're new.
Yeah.
They
Like,
just
it's
like
not-
sprung out.
Yeah, it's not like existing hair turning gray at the root,
Mm.
That's weird.
right?
Yeah. But I know what you're talking about because I've seen it on like other people too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Don't know what's up with that.
I think we're talking about the retrograde. I think in regards to the retrograde, I've learned a lot about myself, and I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be to be in another relationship, which is big news.
Ooh.
So for a long time, I was like, I don't really want to be somebody's girlfriend, and I'm like, could be cool if it's the right person. I still haven't found the right person. Everyone gives me the ick.
What do you think made you flip? Like, what moment made you go, maybe I'm ready now?
Just like time, and I was just like thinking about it, and all of my friends are busy.
I was going to say, is it because we're all coupled up?
That, and also just like no one has time to hang out,
Mhm.
and I want to hang out, and I'm just like, who can I hang out with? I don't know.
Maybe a
My
boyfriend.
again. Maybe if there's one that's good enough for me, potentially.
Okay, let's get into it. Do you have a checklist? Do you have
Yeah.
Someone that I'm attracted to that's a non-negotiable for me, because in my experience, I'm always like, this person's kind of nice, like I should date them. But then they sometimes will give me the ick later because I'm just not fully attracted to them.
dude?
So that's a big one. They don't have to be conventionally attractive. I just need to be attracted to them. And some people are like, don't be so vain, but it's like,
Oh no, it's so important.
it's so important for like long-standing attraction, and you just get uglier as you age typically. Not like in a mean way, but for most people this is like their peak.
Yeah, your nose never stops growing, so they're only bigger from now.
I like a big nose. I'm not opposed to a big nose.
Your nose and your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad my ears aren't too big because I wouldn't want them any bigger than this.
And your lips only get smaller.
Which is fucked up.
That's so rude.
Nose has like a semblance of understanding of the things that I'm interested in. Like I don't want to explain everything to somebody.
Mhm.
Just like music and culture and like style, or
That's a big one.
yeah, or just like
Politically.
politics. Yeah.
was
Like I'm
gonna
not
say.
explaining everything from scratch. You're an adult, you should know better.
We're not looking for a fixer-upper politics-wise here.
No. Ideally someone who has had a long-term relationship before that has ended, because
Someone who's lived with someone before.
yeah, knowing how to navigate that and like arguments and feelings. In my last relationship, I was the first like real relationship, and I guess vice versa. Like we were like the first adult relationship. So at this age, at 25, you've had to at least have had a couple of those just so you understand how to navigate them.
Mhm.
What else? Not a very long is nice. Oh, I was maybe going to go out with someone that I wasn't like 100% about, and it didn't happen, but I was talking to my friend about this, and I was like, the thing that sucks is that people that are my type and people that are nice, that Venn diagram does not meet ever. So it's also difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People in our scene are
Assholes.
like the hot ones are mean.
They're so mean. I was talking to a guy today that was hot, and he was just like, didn't ask me questions about myself. Was just kind of an asshole. We're talking about music, and people are like very elitist in that specific thing. I saw a tweet that was like, the army has less rules than the hardcore scene, which is so fucking true.
That's literally true.
Wow, I love that. That's a good
Because it's
quote.
just like, if you talk to anybody that has like any sort of opinion, they're also elitist and are like, I'm better than everyone else, which sometimes we are too. But I was just talking about like experience going to like Sound and Fury, or just like, you know, going to shows, and we were both like, gatekeeping is a little bit okay, because like, why the fuck was Kourtney Kardashian at that one Speed show?
Mhm.
Then they were like, never liked Speed, they're bad. It's like, okay, I just told you I went to go see them. Do you want to say something else, perhaps?
Yeah. I think another thing that's important is the way that they talk about their last long-term ex.
Yes.
I really don't care what happened. Saying your ex is crazy off the bat is a red flag. Like,
Yeah.
if you have nothing nice to say about your last long-term relationship, I'm afraid of you.
Yeah, because even if they were crazy, just being like, it didn't work out, like, you know, there's a better way to say that, because so many people are just like, oh, they're crazy.
Oh, that crazy bitch. Whoa.
You made her crazy, and I'm sure of it.
There's a really good chance of that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also like, if you don't have the emotional maturity to realize like that you've moved on, then maybe you just aren't ready to be in a relationship. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I don't know if I'll ever like fully move on. I think I'm like as moved on as I can be. single. I think there's some things that you just kind of learn through once you're in a relationship with someone again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pondering. But now that I'm ready, I'm just like, okay, where is it?
I might know someone.
Are they cute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would she do that to you? She would never give you a
I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure. Where did I put my other?
She's thinking.
Now
she's
I want to
thinking
text Jacob.
thoughts.
I think we should bring back setting friends up on dates. Methinks.
I
I'm
wish I
tired of
had
meeting
single
people
friends for you.
So true.
That's really funny because I was just telling someone that like the really only way to meet someone these days is through a friend or online.
Yeah, I don't know a single person.
Literally, someone tried to hit on you and we were all like, ugh.
Oh my god, the way that we handled that
That was hilarious.
was so good.
That was really funny. We were at the bar and someone like tapped me on the shoulder. Wait, hold on. My eye. The thing is, that stuff gets stuck on my lashes.
Dude, that's half the reason I stopped getting extensions.
Yeah, because it just gets stuck at the like adhesive part, and it's like, well, no.
I'm trying to find.
Oh, he's cute.
He's a tattoo artist. Oh shit! What was that? Was that me?
No, I hit the.
Her forehead.
Oh.
Like,
No, my headphone did.
oh my god! I thought you went ah. Yeah, someone was hitting on me at the bar, which I don't think this is the best that I've ever looked. I had like, wait, let me see. Which one? That one?
Yeah,
He's pretty cute.
He's in our friend group. Like,
Perfect.
this is one of our friends.
I think this is removed enough to where if it didn't work out, I would never see them again.
Yeah, it'd be
It doesn't
fine.
matter.
Yeah.
Which is what I like because I wouldn't want to go out on a date with someone and it goes bad, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
hey.
Hey.
But yeah, we were at the bar, and I don't think it was the best that I've looked. So I'm kind of flattered.
You
but
looked
also,
great.
At the same time, they were not cute, which I feel like it's really disappointing that the only people that like have the confidence to hit on you are always ugly, because I am just like, it brings my self-esteem down.
Yeah, it's like if you think we're on the same caliber, like that's offensive to me.
Yeah, like who do you think I am?
Mhm.
And also,
And he was broke.
He was broke, and he was so proud of admitting this. He was like, "Rate my pickup line." Is that what he said?
Uh-huh.
And then I was like,
Okay.
I didn't know what to say, and then he just started talking again.
What was the pickup line?
He said? What did he say?
It
He
was
said,
about
"How do you wear-
glasses.
How do you wear glasses, but you can't see that I'm the one for you?" Is what
Oh,
he said.
yeah, that was bad.
And then we were all just like completely straight faced.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then he said, "Can you rate it?" And I went, 1. If you are listening, I just put up like my index finger to indicate that's a 1.
And like straightest face I've ever seen on Vivi. Zero
I'm a giggler.
emotion.
I'm a giggler.
Yeah.
I will laugh. It was really uncomfortable. And he was just like, "Can I give you another one?" And we were all like, "No." And then you were just like, "How much money do you have?"
I went, how much money is in your bank account? And he went, not a lot. And I went, not interested.
He said, broke boy, what did he say?
Broke boy energy.
Energy. And he was like really happy about it.
He was like, "I'm bringing broke boy energy tonight," and I was like, "I could have told you that."
He did
The look on his face, like his smile dropped.
He just like slowly kind of turned around. And
Yeah,
then
just
Elena
slowly.
went, and his collars popped.
Dude, that shit was so ugly. Because it was like half popped too. It was like just the back of it.
Shit was so funny, dude. Because he just like went back to his little group of like boys. And I was
He
like,
took way too long to do that too. In my
yeah, he
opinion.
lingered.
He lingered way too long where we were just like, okay, what now? You're not going away. Like, you're still facing us for some reason.
Dude, that's better than that wannabe Johnny Depp guy that was at Alex's bar that one time. He was scary.
The one that I danced with.
Yeah.
That was when I used to drink.
It's something about Alex's bar, maybe.
I think something about the bars in Long Beach
Brings out all
possesses
the
a sinister energy that allows the freaks to be freaks.
It's also the second that like we get separated from Ethan or Jacob. It's like, girls. No.
Mhm.
Yeah, girls at a bar, vultures. They're vultures.
But like, this is what I mean. Like, you have zero interest in meeting a stranger at a bar like that.
Unless they're cute. But
They
they
have to
never.
be so cute though to
Yeah.
like walk up to you and be like, "Can I try a pickup line on you?"
Yeah, that's the thing too, is like, I'm not a pickup line girl. And also, if you're the kind of person that just goes up to like anybody in a bar and will like use a really cheesy bad pickup line, we're not meant for each other. Me don't thinks.
Yeah.
So annoying because it's like, don't you know I'm too hot for you? You should have
They
said
don't think
that.
so.
You should have said that because you are.
They don't think so,
They
which is a
don't.
crazy thing. Because with the guy that I was going to go out, I don't know if I'm going to put this on the podcast because I feel bad saying it. He doesn't have like Instagram or anything, but
Ooh.
he's not cute. And like, if you were like, show me a picture, I would say no.
Yeah.
But he's really nice. And we've been talking for like 2 weeks. And we've had to reschedule 3 times. Once was me, twice was him. The most recent was valid, very valid. Still don't even know if I'm putting this in the podcast, but I don't think that he'll ever see it. But I'm still scared of being like, I don't think that you're cute. So straight up online.
He doesn't know that you're talking about him.
He also doesn't have any socials.
True, very true.
Also, it's almost like the burnt toast theory. It's like, well,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Where I was just like it hasn't aligned. I don't think that it will then. But very nice. We have a lot in common. But yeah. 6'4". That's probably why I was like,
you sure you don't want to give him another shot?
That brings him up like 3 points at least.
That's why
he's at least a 5.
That's why I was giving him the chance. But also like so white, like Midwestern white, where I'm just like, I need you to know some things. He like responded to one of my things on Hinge, and I was like, okay, sure. I have a prompt that's like, my interests are 35 millimeter, anti-imperialism, banana matcha lattes, and whiny music. And he responded to that, and he responded to everything. It's like, okay, you know about politics, we like the same music, same coffee stuff. Sure, why not? Even if I'm not like 100% sure. And that's why I matched with him, because he responded to me very thoughtfully about that. So yeah, I forgot where I started.
Wait, that's a green flag.
I agree. I think everything else is a green flag except the attraction thing, which I think is a big deal.
I think you should show us a picture.
I'm scared.
What if he has what if he has potential? What if he doesn't photograph?
That's why I was like, maybe we should meet first. But then also it just hasn't been aligning. So I just don't know if it's like gonna happen.
I personally think like you really can't judge it until you fuck them.
Yeah.
Or, like if you think they're attractive after you have sex with them, then it's like, okay, this could work.
That's so real.
Such a good point.
One of the icks that I got from somebody that I was talking to, but we were having sex and I didn't like the noises he made. And that gave me the ick.
That's valid. But it's also like someone can be like a little low, but then like after you have sex with them, you're like, okay.
That's happened to me before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that guy that's our neighbor, where I didn't think he was that cute. And then we had sex and I was like, whoa, he picked me up. That's pretty hot.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So I would say if that's your only thing that's like really stopping you, maybe that's something to think about.
But also it hasn't aligned. I just feel like, okay, I don't know if this is like me being crazy, but I'm just like, if things are meant to be, they'll be. Like there will be opportunities that arise to see them.
Jacob and I didn't go on our first date until like 3 months after we matched.
How long or how often were you texting regularly? Because we text like every day.
Not every day. It was few and far between.
Yeah.
But also I had a huge...
You were involved.
I was dating around.
There was a
that
roster.
summer.
You need that little period of dating around before you know that you want to settle down, which is where I was before.
I was
now
like-
I'm like, okay, I could use a boyfriend.
Someone else was just messing with your feelings in the meantime. That's all that was happening.
It's actually like true. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're like involved with somebody else, even if they suck, like you're still mentally there.
Yeah,
so it
you're
takes
like
a while to get
television.
out of it. Yeah.
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 So true.
Like that guy, our neighbor, liked my story the other day, and I was like, should I hit him up again?
No, let him hit you up if that's the case.
I know. I'm just bored.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's retrograde. I'm bored.
Well, I wonder if this person...
I have a slight concern that does it seem like he's actively like flaking because he's nervous, you think? Like, is it that kind of distance between like when your plans are that he flakes?
I don't know, because he's been like, I really want to like hang out. Like, what about tonight? And I'm like, oh, like tonight doesn't work. And then we were like, let's plan for this day. But then I had homework. That was the day of the party. So I had homework literally. I didn't know that I had an essay due that night. I thought it was due the next night. So I spent the whole first half of the day just doing homework, and then we went out. So I wasn't able to do it then. And then we were going to go out this past Tuesday. And then we didn't because of all that stuff with his family. But one of my friends was like, what if he's lying? Because some people are crazy like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm also like, what if it kind of sounds like he may have not been in a serious relationship yet?
Yeah. I don't think so. He said he's like not really one for dating around. It's very like keeps to himself, it seems.
I think it's worth a date.
Would you go on a date with someone that recently came out of a long-term relationship.
How recent?
How recent? How long was the relationship?
I don't know, but how recent? Maybe like 3 or 4 months ago.
I don't
Depends on the
know.
length of the relationship.
I agree. Because
Over 2 years.
I was gonna say 2 years. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Over 2 years is
No.
that's too long of a relationship to be ready already.
Yeah, because so picture me a year ago dating around. If that person came back and was like, I want to be with you again, I would have dropped whoever I was with. And I don't want to get dropped.
Yeah.
What if this person sweeps you off your feet? I'm just kidding.
That's love bombing.
Yeah.
I've had enough of that.
Yeah, that's true. You
Yeah.
flew to another state.
They flew me out, let's say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
In my defense, I wasn't 100% into it. I was just like, I don't know, we'll see what happens. But they were like, I want to marry you, I want to live with you. And I was like, that's scary, you're scaring me.
Wait, I don't know if I remember the Mary part.
Yeah, we have to unlock that lore. He would like call me crying, being like, I want to marry you, like this is so hard. And I would be like, why are you telling me that when I'm saying you're doing too much?
This is like
Yeah.
Tumblr era flashbacks.
Yeah, where it's just like, you don't know me, you don't love me, like you don't know anything about me. I mean, you know enough. Like, I'm sure you like me a lot, but
I had someone do this to me right before I started dating Ethan.
it like, I don't
It's
know.
terrifying.
It's
Yeah.
scary because it's like, do you want to like wear my skin? Are you obsessed with like the idea of me, which is usually what it is?
Mhm.
Because they don't really. It's the thing where it's like very dehumanizing in a different way, where they don't really see you as a full person. You're just like a wife figure, and that
Yeah.
could be replaceable with anyone that has like X, Y, or Z qualities. It's not flattering. It's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyways, that's been my retrograde. Lots of pondering.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting.
It is exciting until you go on the apps and you're like, oh shit, there's like nothing out there.
Yeah.
Because I'm being a lot more intentional and picky. Because I'm just like, well, I have a very well curated profile, I think.
Mhm.
So I don't want to date someone that has like the same picture, basically, like all mirror selfies and like, I don't know.
Yeah. Real.
Yeah. I loved Tinder for the reason that I could look at people's Instagrams
Yeah.
because I felt like it was easier to get a vibe off of someone. As much as I always would be like, oh, it'd be so nice to have someone who doesn't have social media. That is not what I want, actually.
Yeah.
I just want someone who just is really low key on social media and is just my biggest fan.
You'd have to
Mhm.
explain every single meme to them.
I already have to do that with Ethan on TikTok.
Yeah, and all the apps have just gotten worse too. Like, I don't have Tinder or Bumble because Bumble now the men can respond to you first, which I don't like. And also, just like the layout of them is so like capitalism has ruined everything to where it's not even. It wasn't enjoyable before to swipe through on Tinder, and now it's even worse.
Tinder is so ugly.
There's a new one. I can't remember what it is. When I find out, I'll let you know. But someone, I think Alex Earl was promoting it.
Mm.
And it was it was like a new, it was very Gen Z appealing, like the branding.
I don't know if a lot of people would use it though. Like for me, I use Hinge a lot because I know a lot of people are on there. Like I just saw the guy that I hooked up with on there recently again. It's like we're both on here still, huh?
Hey, you again, me again.
No one has found us yet. Anyways,
I tried doing Pilates this week. No go, guys.
that's
I will not be a Pilates wife anytime soon.
hard.
That's so. Actually, you kind of inspired me because when you texted the group chat, I was like, I don't know. I started getting TikTok videos of people doing at-home workout videos, and then they were talking about this one YouTuber.
The dancing one?
Yes,
Oh my god, I need to try it.
I did one of hers.
I need to be alone though because that looks.
That shit was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and it was a really good workout, and I'm sore. I did it
What is it
yesterday.
called again?
Grow with Joe.
Yes.
Or something
Oh,
like
that's
that.
sweet.
It's like it's almost like Zumba. Like
Mhm.
it's just like dancing, but like the dance moves you're doing are like truly just like embarrassing. Like I told
Yeah.
Ethan, I was like, I can't do this in front of you.
because you would just start laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ruins workout.
I was laughing at myself. And like it's nice because the workouts are low intensity, but you're repeating them and you're doing them so like quickly one after the other that like it's a good workout.
It's like a workout for people with ADHD because like everything keeps changing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I thought I would like about Pilates. I just failed to realize that like you have to be able to do the fucking splits to do the Pilates.
You also
Really?
need really good balance
Like girl,
if you're not on
yeah,
a machine.
they'd be like laying on their side and she'd be like, all right, now kick your leg up, and it would fucking come to her ear. And I'm like,
Whoa.
okay, this is not attainable for everybody.
Yeah, and those are always the beginner workouts.
Yeah, I'm
too.
like, beginner wear.
I know. I did Pilates the other day with my friend Hope. I'll go over to their house usually and work out, like if our mornings align. And it's so hard. It's so fucking hard. I have horrible balance, so I'm just like on the verge of falling over. They move so quickly. They're like, what is it? Their moderator, like to make it easier for people, doesn't help in my opinion. Whatever.
I just did Move with Nicole on YouTube because she talks through the entire class and there's no music because music overstimulates me and I feel like I can't see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Just still didn't. I need to work on stretching first.
Yeah.
Stretching and Grow with Joe.
Yeah,
Stretching
Growth
is
Joe
nice.
rocks.
Stretching is nice, like learning certain moves, and like you actually do feel better after. It does suck that working out does actually make you feel better. Like
Yeah.
they're not lying about that.
I did realize during the Pilates video, I was like, okay, so those warm-ups in dance in high school, that was Pilates. Okay, like that's how intense it was because I was like, I did this when I could actually do the splits,
Yeah.
but now I'm like, but apparently it makes it easier to give birth when you do Pilates because you're
That
just
makes sense.
stretchy.
I have a PDF to send you to. One of my friends this is related to the idea of giving birth. One of my friends is reading a book on how to raise like leftist children. And I think that's really cool.
Cute.
That's just really interesting. I'd like to look at that.
Yeah. I'll send
Step
it to you.
1: be empathetic.
Yeah. The right is like now trying to demonize empathy.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit, and I think that that's really strange and weird.
In what way have you observed?
I think Elon Musk said something about empathy being
Like weak.
weak, or no, I just think it was like bad, like yeah, weak, I guess.
Well, it's like they talk about like whatever, like, oh, we want to cut this program because it just costs us tax dollars. And it's like, people are indeed disabled in this country.
Yeah.
And like empathetic people would realize that. Unfortunately, you don't have that.
Also, it's so easy to be disabled. Like you're in one bad car accident and you're paralyzed for the rest of your life.
Dude,
People
yeah.
don't realize how easy it is to be disabled.
Can happen to any of us.
Literally at any time.
All of the elderly people who have dementia and Alzheimer's that are on Social Security that he wants to cut, same thing. It's like they didn't choose it. And actually, it's really hard for them to get a doctor to kill them.
Yeah. And also, why the fuck is anyone listening to Elon Musk telling people to cut Social Security? Like, why is this multi-billionaire? Why are you okay with a multi-billionaire saying we shouldn't give money to old people that are too old to work? What
A
the fuck?
multi-billionaire from South Africa.
Not even from the US. It doesn't make any sense to me. One of my friends also that is reading that book this is very scary to me. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, maybe I have, but they're in a program that is at like environmental justice sort of thing at a pretty prestigious school. And that school has stopped admitting grad students, which is very disturbing because of everything happening with the Department of Education, because grad students are underpaid and do a lot of work for the schools in terms of like TAing, like a lot of work that you don't see. And one of the people who is like the head of admitting grad students into the school is locked out of the system, so they can't even like see people's like applications to approve them. People who had gotten approvals like can't get into, like people who had been admitted before can't get into their accounts even though they're technically still admitted. It's very bleak out here. It's very scary.
Damn. I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah. Avoid going to school for longer at the moment if you can, just because education and anything else is, the future of it. Wait like 6 months to a year if you're somebody who's thinking about going back to school.
Yeah.
Someone was saying that if loans transfer to the small business department, that they become private loans and not student loans. And then private loans can be erased under bankruptcy.
Interesting.
And then someone was like, yeah, Donald has no problem with that. He's claimed bankruptcy 4 times.
Yeah, which I'm not surprised by. But not admitting grad students and then trying to get rid of the Department of Education, which is what gives poor people financial aid. It's all looking very sad lately.
My biggest thing is it's like he keeps saying, I want to get rid of the Department of Education to put it back to the states. Hear me out. Number one, you downsize the federal employees for the Department of Education and actually put effort into like building a state Department of Education for each state. You can't just go, we're done, let the states do it. There is no like program in place to actually have that happen.
Yeah.
Every county is divided in California.
Mm-hmm.
Like curriculum wise, I don't understand how How would that even happen?
And the education and the curriculum between California. This is not me being classist. This is just like legitimate how things work because of gerrymandering. Like the curriculum between California and a state like Alabama is very different. So it's scary to figure out like what they're going to allow to be on the curriculum and what is allowed to be talked about to students and like children.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, I mean, there's still schools that like non-religious schools that do prayers
Yeah.
in southern states, and it's like there's still states in California because by the time I reached high school, we were not doing the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't know if that
No.
was just me.
Wait,
It was
really?
optional for me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But like elementary school, it was like it was the morning announcement. Everyone stood up. Everyone did it. Like the teacher would say something if you didn't do it, and like
Yeah.
I vividly remember a turning point where I was like, oh, we don't have to do it anymore. Like no one did anything. No one stood up, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. And it is so dystopian. Like if you told someone like in North Korea they have to pledge allegiance to the country every single morning in every single school, that would be like, oh my God, like that's so scary. It's normal here.
Did they not do that in North Korea?
Probably. I don't know.
I think they do. Have you guys been on the side of TikTok showing that North Korea is actually not that bad of a place?
Yes, which a lot of people
No.
don't like to agree with.
I haven't, but
Obviously, obviously there's a problem with the leadership, but
Yeah,
like
of course.
genuinely, the people seem pretty happy. Like they're kind of just taken care of.
This is what everyone tried to get down Madeline Pendleton's throat about.
I didn't know that, but
I remember that. But I also kind of thought that she wasn't necessarily claiming that North Korea wasn't that bad. She was just like, well, everyone has housing and healthcare.
It was more so like everything that we know about North Korea's anti like other country propaganda, which is true.
Right.
yeah, there is also the factor that like North Korea obviously censors anything that their citizens can see,
Yeah.
which that's not cool. It really is just the fact of like, oh, like everyone can just get a job and go to school and have a place to live and have money for food. Like it didn't seem to me like there was any like difference in class from
Yeah.
like the videos I've been seeing of like people walking around and doing things.
Yeah, I don't know if there are like different classes.
Yeah.
And with the whole like censorship thing, that's exactly what they're trying to do here. That's why they're getting rid of TikTok. That's like why they're restricting who can enter the country, even if they have like liable, like verifiable visas.
Did you guys see the press conference with Major Taylor Greene?
Yeah, she declined being asked questions she declined answering questions to this one journalist that was just like not American. I don't remember where she was from.
Literally from the UK, because she asked the question and then obviously the stupid bitch was like, where are you from? Because she had an accent.
Yeah, I saw.
The UK, you guys.
Yeah,
like,
that's crazy.
think about it. Like these like conservatives, think about it. That is like our biggest ally since forever.
Yeah.
It has always been like America and the US. They do everything like the same way almost, except they're a monarchy, like whatever. What do you mean that now we're profiling based on English accents?
Yeah, the xenophobia has gone so crazy it's affecting white people. It's so insane. Like it's really, really bad, you guys.
Next is the Italians.
Yeah, I saw the video with like no sound on because I don't know what I was doing, but I didn't have the sound on. And I was like, that's weird. That lady's blonde. Like,
Yeah.
she's declining an interview with a blonde lady. That's strange. Yeah, no, that's scary. I would like to see those videos about how North Korea isn't as bad.
I'll send them when I see them now, but it's like it'll be people being like day in the life of North Korea or whatever, because they have to be really secretive or else
Yeah,
you know, they fucking
it's so scary.
Yeah. We did have another segment that we wanted to do, where it was the hate it or love it, where we're discussing things and asking each other's opinions on them. And you had one?
Okay, the Doc Martens Bratz collab. Obviously from other people's TikToks, I've noticed that no one is happy with this collab.
yeah.
It's really strange that they just chose like their regular ass designs and then just slapped the word brats on it instead of
It's like
doing
a tag.
Yeah, it's not cute. The buzz inspired the buzz shaped like loafer shoes are really cute, but other than that, I don't know. They didn't even do a shoe per Bratz character. It was
Yeah.
just like 3 shoes. One of them is like a regular ass Doc Martens boot, but purple.
Mhm.
The other one is like the Buzz shoes, which are really cute. It's like in pink. And then the other one is like a sandal, right? With like fuzzy whatever.
And all of their style is so different. Like they should have been like, this is the Chloe shoe, this is the Jade shoe.
Right. Well, like to me, none of the shoes even look like anything that any of the brats would wear.
Yeah. When I think about brats, I think about chunky platform boots because they would literally like take like their feet, their ankles separated from their foot, and it would just be like a chunky shoe.
Yeah.
We were so close with the sandal. With
Like
the,
the glittery
fur.
sole is cute.
Yeah, like the fur, but like again, it says brats. I don't want something that says brats.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
we're in our
slap
mid
the word on
20s.
I just want it to be brats inspired.
These are ugly,
Those are.
and I'm not
I
afraid to
don't
say
like
it.
them.
Did you guys see the Hot Topic Twilight collab for like shoes?
No.
It literally just has like Jacob and Edward on the boot, and it's like, why the fuck?
That's so ugly.
Who is wearing that?
You're kidding me.
What?
They're fugly.
That's so ugly. It looks so cheap.
It's so like
That is screen printed
2009
on.
coded. Like that's not going to do well in 2025. I feel like
So
the creative. This is a recession indicator. No creativity in like anything. The creative directors of those brands should have been like a lot smarter, I think, or at least be in tune with what you're actually doing. Don't just see brats and be like, the logo is pink and purple, so the shoe
Yeah.
should be pink and purple.
like, don't you want us to buy the thing?
yeah,
Make it cute.
Obviously, what other people have been saying, I agree with, is it should have been shoes that like we were putting on our brats.
yeah.
Like you literally could have just copied shoes that were on dolls back then.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
all you had to do. And same thing with like every type of merch you see now. Like it doesn't have to be just like a Hello Kitty collab doesn't have to be Hello Kitty's face.
That's what
Right.
I was thinking of too. I went to the mall yesterday. I was doing some shopping, got some new pants. But I went with my friend to the Del Amo Fashion Center.
Love it.
Mind you, best mall I've been to in a fucking minute. It had
Good
literally
ass mall.
Urban Outfitters, Zoomies, Tilly's, Sephora, Tokyo Lifestyle. They had a big food court. They have hella fucking like restaurants. That
Don't
was
they have a Levi's store?
they do have a Levi's store.
A Shake Shack in the mall.
Shake Shack in the mall. That was like, I was in awe. I was like, this is what capitalism should be. Like,
Mhm.
truly, if I'm participating in consumerism, that is what I want to be doing.
That mall and the Santa Anita Mall, the one with Din Tai Fung in it.
I love that one.
And the Brea Mall and South Coast are my favorite.
They have the same vibes, the Santa Anita and the Del Amo Torrance.
Mhm.
But I went to the mall the other day and I went into Tilly's for the first time in a really long time just to browse, just to peruse. And they have a Miffy collection that's so fugly, where it's just like you're bastardizing her. Like you can't just like put her face on a bright yellow tumbler and be like, this is a Miffy like
Yeah.
knockoff Stanley. That shit is so ugly. It's like Miffy right now is getting the Sanrio treatment, where in the US anything like Sanrio related is so fucking ugly and bright and
Yeah.
disgusting, where it's just like you can't just slap a character on it and be like, this is a collab. Like you're not even trying.
Yeah, it's not tasteful. Disappointing.
Yeah. That's kind of how I've been feeling about Snoopy in mainstream stuff. Like
Yeah.
the Snoopy Bagoo. Every time they do a new Snoopy Bagoo, I'm like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or it's fugly. Again, Bagoo, a lot of your stuff is starting to get fugly. Like you got to get more creative with it. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
We love you, but
Yeah, I'm just tired of seeing all the same stuff.
yeah, it's like no one has a vision for anything anymore.
I was just telling Ethan that all I want to find is like wide leg, flare, boot cut, whatever, regular rise jeans.
Mhm.
It's either skinny, low rise, or fucking up to your ribs.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, either like you can see my hip bones or it's up to literally my boobs.
Yep.
And it's hurting my stomach. It's actually giving me stomach issues.
I'm
Yeah.
tired of the high rise. I don't want to see it anymore.
But also, I don't want my ass crack out. Is that too much to ask for?
I don't want that either. Why can't we just have like a regular ass mid rise?
Mm.
And when you find them, they're only the straight cut, but not like the real straight.
Yeah.
It's like where they're like hovering around your ankle.
Yeah. I hate that.
Right?
I know. I've been on like a weird hunt for pants, but I don't even know what I'm looking for. I don't know if I want like the bell bottoms. I don't know. I really only wear these pants, and they're just like super, super, super baggy.
I've been loving boot cut because that to me is what straight leg jeans should be.
Mhm.
is like they're just the same length from your thigh down.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because straight legs still taper.
Yeah, I don't want anything in tapers. I want to look even.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Right now, I'm really loving men's skate pants. So I've been wearing a lot of Empire, which is probably what like your like 14-year-old brother is wearing. But just speaking like a 14-year-old brother, not your literal 14-year-old brother, the average listener, whatever your like skateboard little guy that you know in your life, I'm probably wearing the same pants.
I used to have these exact pants.
They're cute,
Yeah.
and I like to buy men's pants oversized, so it's usually like 2 or 3 sizes above. Because I feel like even when they're my size, they're too conforming to the leg, to where I don't want like my leg shape to show. I just want to be a little baggy, but I don't want like Jinko pants.
Also, men's pants, you have to size up a little if you have any type of ass.
Yeah, that's true. Because the men don't have one typically.
My man does.
Get the fuck up.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing.
I have one, but it's not related to this at all, and it's just one thing that I saw that made me really upset. Was when truckers have little stuffed animals on their like trucks, it makes me really sad. Like, why is he tied up there?
I think their kids give them to them.
I don't know, but I saw one where it just like made me really, really depressed.
I do see that sometimes, and they get so dirty and nasty, and
They're so dirty, you don't care about them.
that was so cute. No, because like I have had, what is it called? Like when you like personify your stuffed animals.
Yeah,
Like I had that for so long.
I think it's an autism thing.
Yeah.
I made my parents save mine. They're in the attic.
I'm jealous.
Who knows if they really saved them? I could ask for them one day and they're like, what are you talking about?
They're on a farm somewhere.
The attic.
My parents never, did your guys' parents say that they went to a farm, like your animals?
No,
Mine would just be like, they're dead.
yeah,
Not like that, obviously. Like they taught me about death, but there was no sugarcoating.
Okay.
yeah, which I think is healthier because you get to process grief in like a small percentage when you're younger in that way.
Yeah, I mean, it still absolutely wrecks me every time an animal dies.
Yeah, of course, but I feel like it's easier to handle than later being like, oh wait, you lied about this thing.
I've cried over every pet that's died in both my grandpa's funerals. I didn't cry.
That's so
Wow.
crazy.
That's so you of you.
That's so like is it a repressed thing, or are you just not close to them?
This is back to the whole like Haley doesn't show emotion around her family.
Yeah,
I've cried
that's so
around
mean.
you guys more than my family.
Same.
Yeah.
I've cried at my job more than I've cried in
Me
front of my
too.
family.
Yeah.
So many of my managers have seen me cry. It's really embarrassing, actually.
I wanted to cry today at work.
That sucks though, because like it's just you and the other person. So if you start crying, they're gonna be like,
Should I go?
the fuck?
Yeah.
My client's mom, because my client today was like 17.
They were so cute.
So cute. Their mom was like hanging out with us while I was doing his hair, and she was like, she like went to pee like 3 times because the service was like fucking forever long. She was like, I can't believe that you haven't like needed to pee like this entire time. And I was like, I do. I'm just busy. I
Oh,
don't have time to pee.
I'm locked in, bitch.
Yeah. And then I realized how bitchy that sounded, but I was like, whatever.
you're just being honest.
Yeah. She was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm also hating bubble hems, which this could be to me.
It's
like,
such a micro trend.
every time I look for a mini dress, I'm like, that's so cute. Bubble hem.
Yeah. I think that it can be cute, but it has a time and a place. And I don't like when something is trending and everyone's like, we have to make that now. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to.
No, you don't.
And why are we combining every bubble waist or bubble hem with a drop waist?
It doesn't,
Right.
not flattering.
No.
It's got to be like one or the
Pick
other.
one.
Yeah. You can't do both, I fear.
I fear that I did fall victim to a micro trend recently. I got those shorts that are like ruched like all the way, kind of like hot pants. You know, what I'm talking
Bloomers?
Bloomers.
about? Bloomers, kind of.
Vivi has bloomers.
I have bloomers. I think it's like a fun thing, you know? Like they don't have to be for every occasion, but
Yeah, I do feel like they kind of look like pajamas when I go out and about because I do wear them with like an oversized t-shirt.
yeah,
I feel like that's how you wear them.
Right? Like, how else do you style them?
Yeah.
I agree.
Really?
I haven't gotten any purely because I'm not into form fitting things. Like if I could get wide leg bloomers, I would.
Those are like real bloomers.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe them. Like they would flare out the shorts. almost like a mom short look.
Yeah.
I've been eyeing the Abercrombie mom shorts the last few days.
Abercrombie sizing gives me a complex. I haven't really been in that store in a long time.
Okay. I've never bought anything Abercrombie. But
I just remember when I was like in high school and I was like skinny, and I had to size up, I think twice. And I was like, huh? What do you, it's like the opposite of Old Navy.
I don't know. I don't.
Old Navy is like everyone there's a 00. It's great.
Same with Target.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
In Old Navy, we all skinny.
Mhm.
Which I do feel bad for. Maybe I shouldn't. I was gonna say I do feel bad for people who like, because there's some things where like I will wear a small in Target size, and it's like I'm usually medium or large. I feel bad for people who normally wear small, but then I'm like, you have everything else.
They're fine.
So you'll survive. I
They're
guess.
doing just fine.
Yeah. And Target has XXS. So
Yeah.
they're
That's
chilling.
true.
They have a kids section.
They're-
Go to Wild Fable.
I usually do like Wild Fable.
Yeah,
Me
they do have
too.
some fun stuff. Or like Cat and Jack is
Mhm.
their kids section.
Mm-hmm. One thing I do miss about working at Target was seeing like the new Wild Fable stuff that got in, because they had some really cute stuff, and I would always get first dibs.
Do you remember Massimo?
Yeah,
Yes.
That was good.
it was good. Sometimes I'll find it at the thrift.
They had good cardigans.
Yeah. I had a store credit card, not credit card, but like a card that had store credit on it for this one boutique nearby. And I found out that it had $96 on it. So
Holy shit. Shopping.
Yeah. But the store, I only got like a tank top, another tank top, a necklace, and that was it. For $96. That shit
Goddamn.
was crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But also that store only carries sizes small through large.
Oh, you talked about this place.
I don't know how to describe my body. I feel like it's weird to talk about, but I have really, really big boobs, but my like frame is
Petite.
like, yeah, petite, but like medium, you know? But there are some tops that like, because of my boobs, I really should be like an extra large. And it was really humbling because I tried on like 4 different dresses or tops yesterday, and none of them fit because of my boobs.
Yeah,
I feel like boobs are just like an afterthought.
they are. Or they cater to like small boobs, which isn't fair, because then even when they size up, like the boobs don't get bigger. Where it's like, well, like if you're doing a medium size, it shouldn't be the same boob space as a small,
Right.
or vice versa with a large, whatever.
We need to find a different way to label women's clothes and sizing, because why do we have so many sizings for bras and we don't think to apply that to shirts?
Yeah,
Like, why is it that men's pants get a waist and a length, but women's tops don't get a bust and
Like, it should be a large C, large D.
Yeah.
Like, it should really go like that, because there's times where like a shirt will fit me perfectly and it's too big in the boob area.
yeah, and then that's also, it looks awkward there too.
Yeah, I'm like,
whether it's
can't
too
fucking wear
small or too
this.
big, yeah, and it makes the design look weird if it's like a t-shirt, like it stretches out the design.
Yeah.
It's just,
I feel like we're really onto something here.
I think that we should have our own clothing brand. However, I think someone else should fund it because we don't have the startup money for it.
We'd have to become like a curated store, I think, first. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we'd have to find articles that we would want to carry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe onto something.
I'm also, speaking of clothes, I'm getting really tired of band merch mostly only being like a solid white print on a black t-shirt. And I know that doing different colors can be expensive, and I know that different types of blanks can be more expensive than a t-shirt, but I don't know, man. I don't need another black t-shirt with white screen printed ink on it. Like, I just give me something more interesting. I don't know. Kind of over it.
I love tour shirts where there's like a cool design on the front. I'm not into photos of people. Like a cool design on the front and the dates on the back, because those are so like vintage to me.
Mhm.
And like, you can look back at the shirt and like know when you got it, and it's cool, like time stamped.
I like that too.
But like when it's literally just like you say, a black t-shirt and like their name in white, and you're like, so now I'm a walking billboard for you and I get to pay $60.
Yeah. Did you even try? You didn't.
Yeah. They usually don't. But yeah. Maybe give us scrunchies.
Ooh.
We could afford that, probably. I know some people do tote bags. I want more tank tops.
Yeah, I do think more bands should cater to women. Like, I love my Spy tank top. I love when bands do like girly pop stuff, like crop tops. There's too many catering to men. Speak it, I guess.
Y'all hear that?
We have Maine Coons, and they have the craziest meows.
Clover's pissed.
She looks like a snail.
Aw, she does.
Pretty girl.
There was another thing that I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember.
Was it related to another topic? What's our
I
time
think I
right
did
now?
put it in the group chat.
It's 5:30. Why?
No, like in terms of recording. I feel like we have a good amount of.
Bachelor.
Oh, yeah. Real quick.
It's pretty good.
I know that you two don't watch The Bachelor, but for all the listeners who do, all two of you. So the finale happened this past weekend, and it was crazy. I've been seeing a lot of TikTok videos of people reacting to Latia's reaction. So it came down to these final two women. I actually really liked both of them. Latia is maybe one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my entire life, first of all. She's like really sweet and like Mormon. But she like lives in like Wyoming. She's like,
wait, I heard that she hid that she was Mormon low-key.
She didn't hide it. She was just like, yeah, this is like a thing about me. Like later on. I felt like she told him at like a decent time.
Okay.
But I guess he had like led her on so much because when they had their conversations, like ever since like week 1, he had told Latia that like off camera that like he saw like it ending up with her and that he's just like playing the long game and like just playing his role as a bachelor, like dating all these different women, but like he really sees it just being them together at the end. He even gave her a journal to like journal all her thoughts and feelings about all the dates throughout her process on The Bachelor. So that way when they did get engaged, like they could look over it. And then the last time that she saw him before like the final like elimination, she told him like, I can't wait for us to get engaged, because like he had been reassuring her like over and over again that whole time. She was like, I can't wait for us to get engaged. And he was like, yeah, me too. And then when she thought that she was about to be proposed to, she like said like a lot of really sweet stuff. And then he was like, you deserve love, but it isn't from me, or like whatever.
Oh my God.
And then everybody was like making fun of her like voice switch up, because she went from being like really sweet and excited and like blah 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 blah. And then when he like basically rejected her, she was like, come on now. like she was like confused and like angry, and like everyone was like, where did this voice come from? Like that's weird. And it's like, y'all don't ever have like a head voice when you're like in a, I don't know, like I feel like I talk to my boyfriend in like multiple different like vocal tones depending on my mood and depending on like what kind of conversation we're having. And like, so everyone was like judging her for that, and I was just like, y'all are fucking weird. Like,
it's just like a customer service voice.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes my voice is very high pitched, and I feel like other times it's like low and monotonous, and I'm not like conscious of that change until I like can rehear myself.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's normal.
It's
I think
usually
it's cool.
how much energy I have is like what. And like in that scenario for me, I think I would like have energy until I realized how disappointed I was, and then like everything would drain out of me.
Of course. Like her whole world was rocked in that moment. So like of course she went from like, you know, a high to a low,
Yeah.
literally,
And the whole world is
vocally.
watching you.
So was he not telling the other girl the same thing?
So other girls have come out saying like there was this one girl, her name was Carolina. Everyone thought she was crazy. I kind of thought she was crazy too, if I'm being honest. But I guess like she said the same thing. Like she had been reassured like off camera, like when they've had their conversations. So like when she acted like she was the one and only for him, it was because she believed that
He was treating her like that.
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, like I kind of get it now. And granted, which is a funny pun because his name is Grant. I do think that Juliana, the girl that he ended up with, is like a good match for him. But I just think what he did, which the way that I see it is like he was probably people pleasing, but it was detrimental because he ended up hurting a bunch of women. And I really liked a lot of these women this season. So I'm really sad that they got hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a shitty ending, but I love the way that she handled herself. And everyone that is judging her for her vocal switch up, I think that women just use like a lot of different vocal tones depending on like who they're talking to. Sometimes I'll listen back to our podcasts and like in different episodes, I feel like my voice sounds different.
Same.
Depending on like my mood or like, I don't know, whatever. Also, she is country. People are like, where did she get this country accent from? And it's like, dude, she lives in Wyoming. She lives in buttfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
Like she is country. And all her family is white. She's a brown girl, but she's like in the country, raised by country people. She's country.
Was she adopted?
No, she has like she's half white, and then her dad is like Pacific Islander of some sort. I don't remember which specific kind. But she's like super brown.
Oh, okay.
But she has like a stepdad, and they're all white. So, anyways, lovely Tia, Grant, you suck ass.
Like they're listening.
I think that I would love to see Latia as the next bachelorette. But I think that she did get asked, and she might have declined.
Interesting.
And as of now, there is no. We don't know who the next bachelorette is going to be, which is weird because they usually announce it in like the Women Tell All, the like second to last episode or the last episode. So it's really weird that they haven't announced anything yet.
Now that I'm looking for a relationship, I should sign up for the Bachelorette.
I want to put you on Love is Blind.
Yes.
Or Love Island.
Yeah.
I could not be in a bikini for that long.
That's fair.
They're too naked for too long, I fear.
That's true.
It would have to be Love is Blind or The Bachelor then.
Love is Blind would be so fun.
But everyone on Love is Blind sucks ass.
That's true.
I'd rather see you on The Bachelorette
Yeah.
than The Bachelor.
I feel like that'd be so fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, like, you actually get to, like, pick someone that you like. You're not just signing up to, like,
There's never
see
any
a random man.
alternative people on there, though.
No, never.
Which it makes sense. It's like usually, like even though I know a lot of alternative people that watch reality TV, no one is ever on there that's alternative, and I wouldn't want to be matched with someone. So I feel like I have a lot. Ever since I was a little girl, I knew I wanted to be a heavily tattooed woman.
Maddie knew who she was from a young age.
Exactly. But I always envisioned like my partner to also be like alternative and have tattoos, which is a non-negotiable if they don't. But I also feel like can't be that much cooler than you.
Listen, when I see a tattooed girl or man with their partner who is not tattooed, I'm immediately like, that's not going to last.
Yeah, because it's just like, especially for the tattoo like scene that we're in, it's very like cultural style. I feel like
Yeah, I'm not talking like watercolor tattoos.
yeah, like there's like a culture around like tattooing that I feel like very inclined into. Like when I was little, we would watch Ink Master with my parents. So it's just like something that I've always liked, and I feel like I can't be telling you about like, oh, I'm gonna get this tattoo, and you're like, oh, that's great.
Also, not all alternative people are created equally.
Yes.
There are like alternative people who listen to Slipknot, which like I couldn't disagree with more.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people like us who listen to like hardcore, and then there's emo, and there's people that cross over between both, which is like us.
Yeah.
And but I saw TikTok the other day. I feel like a lot of my points that I bring up are just me seeing TikToks and wanting to talk about them.
It's the only like news source that I have that I feel like isn't censored now.
It's just like constantly going into my brain, and so I just put it back out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was like one of those like TikToks that only has like 17 likes. And it was like a photo slide, and the first photo was like a selfie of this girl, and then it said like, I'm looking for friends, like follow me if we share any of the same interests. And
I've seen those.
The second slide was like their interest and like the kind of music that they listen to, and like the combination of bands that they listen to like couldn't be further from
Each other.
Yeah, like they were all alternative, but like so vastly different. It was like Avenged Sevenfold, Title Fight, Five Finger Death Punch, and I'm like, what? Like,
who are you?
Like, oh my god.
Me when my playlist goes from Hot Mulligan to Taylor Swift.
So true. One thing that I do hate about Title Fight being the way that they are now is like the kind of people that listen to them are, it's like so all over the place. If you are somebody who is like too annoying about them getting back together, I probably don't like you. I fear.
Yeah.
Again, with me being picky with who is like next, which is good, right? It's good to be picky. It's good to like have high standards, but
we're too old to be fucking around.
Too old to be fucking around.
I don't have the patience for you to bring around another
Washington.
No, the one before him, the first one that never happened. Really, we didn't.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what his name was.
No Milk guy.
Yeah, No Milk guy.
Yeah.
We don't need any more of those.
That was more of a friend, but yeah.
New Hampshire.
Yes.
Yeah. And also just like, I feel like before my last relationship, I was always just like, this person is fine for now. I never like saw myself in a long-term relationship with them. For me, I never ended up in long-term relationships intentionally. I was just like, oh shit, it's been like 2 years. I should end this before it becomes something else, because I didn't want it to be like a long-term relationship.
That's always what I've done.
Yeah, which I'm just like, and then I met my last partner, and now I'm just like, okay, well, if not them, then better. And I had a really good connection with them, so I would need to have like the same kind of connection or better, which is really difficult to find.
Mm-hmm.
But if there were an alternative Love is Blind, maybe I would go on there.
They are bringing back the ultimatum Queer Love, which I'm really excited for. I wonder if this season is going to be
juicy
gay men or lesbians again.
I hope it's lesbians.
Yeah, the last season was lesbians, and that was fun.
I feel like lesbians are quicker to be messy in terms of like falling for each other, which is what the last season was, which was the entertainment of it all.
You know what I would enjoy is them doing lesbians and gay men at the same time, but obviously like separately, but like in group, like in the big groups, they all mingle together. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I would love to see the tea. Yeah, I would love to see the tea between like the gay men and the lesbians.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That would be so. You guys, we have to be creative directors for fashion brands, for reality TV.
We should run the world.
I think we should be president collectively, the three of us.
I think we could do it.
First, we take out.
I feel like Sharpay Evans. I'm on Troy Bolton TikTok. I can't even say Zac Efron because it's just Troy Bolton.
You rewatched all of the High School Musicals recently.
Yeah, because my entire For You page is sad dog videos or Troy Bolton fan edits. And I hate to say that it really motivated me to rewatch all the High School Musicals, and I was like, this is cinema.
Yeah.
They don't make kids movies like this anymore.
I didn't realize how fast paced they were.
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, whoa, wait, what's happening?
1 second we're on stage auditioning, and the next second it's the end of the year and they're going off to summer.
Yeah. No, literally.
It was good. Speaking of Disney movies, do we want to get into this?
I think we can if you guys want to.
Okay. So clearly there's been talk about some classic Disney movies being remade, such as Snow White and Lilo and Stitch. I don't know if that's considered a classic, but
I think so.
Yeah.
it's been around for a long time. Basically 2D animated Disney movies. And they're making live action versions, and there's been a lot of hullabaloo around the casting. Listen, I don't care that Snow White isn't a white person. I really don't. It's the fuck ass bob.
Yes.
It's the lack of a red lip. It's the costume.
belting.
Thank you. That is such a good point. The belting, because okay, I just recently rewatched the animated Snow White. First of all, that shit is so old. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Her voice is so beautiful, and it's so like classic and of that time, which was like the fucking 30s.
It's almost like opera.
Yeah, it's like a little vibrato, and
Yeah.
it's so like light and girly and pretty. And like the last thing we need is Snow White to be belting. Like that's not what she does. That's not her song.
She's scaring the birds.
Apparently,
I was just gonna say, like, isn't she talking to birds and shit?
Yes.
Like, she doesn't
she
be
would scare
screaming
the
at them.
birds and the
The
butterflies.
dwarves are covering their ears.
I've heard that the dwarves are also butchered. I don't know what that means. I haven't seen the dwarves.
Also, Gal Gadot is a Zionist, so
Who?
the
Snow White?
No, the Snow White is pro-Palestine, Rachel Zegler, but Gal Gadot is whoever the antagonist is in that movie. What's her name?
Oh,
The Evil Queen or whatever.
yeah.
She's a Zionist. Yeah.
Maleficent?
No,
No, that's a
Snow
different.
White.
Oh, yeah. God, what was her name?
Damn.
Yeah, she served in the IDF, and she's like very pro-Israel.
Oh, yeah. Gal Gadot is a piece of shit.
Yeah, which is interesting because a lot of people are like, the controversy around Rachel Zegler's politics is like causing people to boycott the movie, and it's like, bitch, a lot of people are boycotting because they don't want to see a fucking Zionist.
Also,
Wow, I didn't know that.
nobody was like knocking down Disney's door for a live action Snow White, to my knowledge.
No,
Nobody's been knocking down their door for any live action ever since.
I would actually love to see new
Actually, I don't know.
animated.
I'd love to see new 2D animated. I'm tired
Yeah.
of the Pixarification. Like, I don't want everything to look like CGI animation. I want like the old style back, just
Dude.
more modern.
Same. That's what Jacob and I have been saying too.
Yeah.
The last 2D Disney movie was Princess and the Frog, and that was from 2009.
I did not realize that was that long ago.
Either.
Even that animation, I would take. Like, I'm good with that.
I think
Oh, I love that animation. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
They just redid a Looney Tunes movie in 2D animation. And a lot of people are going to see that to support like 2D animation because Warner Brothers is trying to suppress it a little bit to be like, oh, it flopped. Like, you know, it flopped. No one went to go see it. That's why we can't do movies like that anymore. But it's like, there's been no marketing. No one has been talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, when you have a film that's creative and like something that people would actually want to see, but you don't fund like the marketing for it and complain that people aren't seeing it, how is that making sense?
Yeah. But I don't know if you guys saw this, maybe since you're on this side of TikTok. It was the video comparing how all of the Disney princesses speak about their character. And it had like Lily Allen, Emma Watson, and Elle Fanning, who played Cinderella, Belle, and Aurora, all talking about like how much they loved their character and blah, blah, blah. And then it kind of cuts to Rachel, and it was like, obviously this could be taken out of context, but it was like, she just kept being like, fuck the original Snow White, essentially being like, oh, like, no, I didn't want her to be just some girl. And it's like, well,
But
the story was that she
just
was
some
like
girl.
a soft-spoken girl who cared for animals and other human beings.
We don't all have to be powerful, independent women.
We don't all have to be Mulan.
Yeah.
Like, there is a time and place for like the fighter Disney princesses. It's okay to be feminine. And like,
Mhm.
that's what Elle Fanning had said, like in her like Sleeping Beauty like interviews.
Mhm.
She talked about like, I loved like being feminine but also being strong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, because I'm so turned off by the whole movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's so ugly because at some point, like, also isn't rejecting like that form of femininity also like misogyny?
I think so.
I would say so personally.
I think it's a form of pick-me-ism personally. And I don't know, maybe it was out of context because I usually agree with Rachel Zegler, but if that's what she said, then I don't agree with that. But it does feel like pick-me, like I'm not just any other girl.
Yeah.
It's like the
So tired.
hyper feminist of it all. It's
Yeah.
like feminism isn't just like rejecting traditional feminine like ideas.
Mhm.
It's embracing
It's
the traditional
doing
ones,
what
too.
you want as a woman, essentially.
Yeah.
Like
And-
empowering women to be who they want to be, however they want to be that way.
Yeah.
And that form of feminism is so like it's the same thing where like you go so far where you're one other thing because it is just misogynistic.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because now you're just putting down women for being happy in themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole movie is a flop. I feel bad because I want to support her as an actress. I think that's been getting a lot of like negative press for her being pro-Palestinian. There was I don't know if you guys know Ben Platt, the actor.
Yes.
His dad actually flew to Rachel Zegler to try to get her to delete her pro-Palestine tweets. Like
Wow.
it's that crazy. Like
oh my god.
the fact that they're trying to silence her. So I want to support her, but I don't want to support the film because Disney and also just everything behind it.
But she's been pro-Palestine since prior to filming, to my knowledge.
She has been. She's been very vocally like pro-Palestine, so that's kind of on them.
They didn't care until people were like, I don't want to see the movie because of it.
Yeah, which is insane because a lot of people have been like Ben Platt specifically because people have been like, oh, your dad like tried to get her to delete her pro-Palestine tweets and they're pro-Israel, but he was just like she didn't think about everyone else in the movie. Like she just like furthered her own personal politics. And one, the tweets were prior to the movie. Two, Gal Gadot is a literal like pro-Israel Zionist. She didn't think about the movie either in terms
Yeah.
of like speaking on that, and no one's saying anything about her.
Hmm.
Speaking of Zionists, have you guys seen that Alex Earl is suing Gymshark for terminating her contract after she spoke out about being pro-Israel?
I did.
Yeah, so she's suing them for lost damages, and Gymshark is basically being like, we didn't want to support what you were saying.
Yeah, which I feel like a company has the rights to drop you whether you believe it or not. Like sometimes
That was 100% in the contract, and that's why they did it.
Mhm.
yeah, like you know, it would suck if like that Melissa Barrera got dropped from Scream for being pro-Palestine. But the circumstances are also very different. She's an actor who's supporting like the liberation of a people. Alex Earl's an influencer who's supporting a genocide.
Also, like the whole point of a brand working with you is to gain sales.
Yeah.
And if they don't want your demographic, why would they pay you?
Yeah.
They don't want to be pro-Israel, so they're not going to pay someone who is.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them, for real. Makes me want to support them.
Now that she's suing them, it just makes her look 10 times worse because I didn't even know that she said anything pro-Israel prior to this.
Honestly,
Me neither.
same. I don't keep up with her, but I didn't hear about this, and this just gave her really bad press.
Hey,
Yeah.
Gymshark, sponsor us.
I know, suddenly I'm like, I want to go on Gymshark's website because
Yeah.
what's up?
No, dead ass.
Cool.
Now I'm like side-eyeing all the people that are friends with her and associate with her.
I think that's why there's a rumor that Call Her Daddy dropped her off their podcast network. And she has all the intellectual property still. Like Alex Cooper gave it all back or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think that Alex Cooper didn't want to be tied to that either because it happened right after
I didn't
the
know
Gymshark
that.
thing.
I didn't know that Alex Earl was associated with Call Her Daddy.
So she was on a podcast network, and I think Barstool Sports tried to buy it, and she was like, "Fuck no." And
Alex Earl?
yeah,
Hmm.
Which I think is probably something to do with there was like a whole thing with Call Her Daddy and Barstool Sports
I do
about
remember that.
whatever, but there's a reason they broke off, and so Call Her Daddy picked up the podcast that's called Unwell, I think, or no, it's the Unwell Network is the network.
Oh, okay.
Whatever, who cares?
Every time I've heard Alex Earl speak about anything that's not just like a beauty, it doesn't sound informed. Like I know she has a college degree, but
Are we sure?
I think she did like a whole thing where she graduated school and people were like, "You're 21. Like we thought you were like 29."
Oh,
You know what I did hear is that one time she threw a drink in someone's face, like a really, really tall, like huge drink, because they said that her boyfriend like sucked at sports. And I was like, that's so real. Like I would do something like that.
I'm pretty sure she like threw up on herself.
She
and
did.
Still wore the dress or something, or she pissed herself and still wore her
She
pants.
threw up all over. I think it was her 21st birthday, which would check out
Yeah.
her dress, and just put it back in the closet without dry cleaning it.
Yeah, which is
And
fucking
didn't do
disgusting.
anything about it until she moved apartments like
a
6
year
months.
later,
Yeah.
That shit is insane. That's
Ugh.
disgusting. And also just like I'm not going to be surprised if I see her do the whole right-wing grift thing after she's being pushed out of like these spaces because, you know, she already gives Republican and she's doing that fucking Burger King, no, Carl's Jr. ad.
Yeah.
Very much Republican coded.
I know too much about her.
Me too. I don't even fucking follow her.
Number one, she went to school in Florida. That's 1 point against you. You're now a little bit conservative. Number two, comes from a rich white family. And number three, I'm pretty sure it's very, very, very well known that her family is Trump supporters.
Yeah.
And obviously has never spoken out politically besides being pro-Israel, to my knowledge.
Yeah. After this election season, if you didn't say a single thing,
Side eye.
I'm pretty sure you're a Trump supporter, especially someone like that.
I'm going to assume you are,
Yeah.
to be quite honest, because if you didn't
Guilty.
say something now, you'll never say something.
Guilty until proven innocent for us.
This is Trump's America.
In my world, everyone announces their politics and drinks oat milk lattes through IV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to pee really bad.
Okay. Do you want to call it a wrap?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for listening.
Later, Harris.